Assalamualaikum and good morning to doctor and fellow student. We are from group 1 and today we will present about Bnpl influence spending behavior in Malaysia. So, this is our group members. First, I am Sumarni binti Baco. Next, Amira Fateha binti Fauzi, Marcy Legimit, Christy Teaching, and Nurul Iza Glynn. Today we'll present about background of study, problem statement, research question, research finding, discussion, and conclusion. So, as we all know, in this technological era, online shopping and e-commerce gaining popularity. And Bnpl is one of the favorite payment method used when doing transaction. So, what is Bnpl? Bnpl or Bnpl is a facility that allows a customer to defer the payment of goods or services over an agreed period of time, whereby the payment is already advanced by a financial service provider to the provider of such goods or services. Bnpl started gaining traction in 2019 with the increasing of Bnpl services such as SPayLater by Shopee, PayLater by Grab, and Atomy. Then later followed by TikTok PayLater and Last PayLater by Lazada. As of December 2024, there were 5.1 million active Bnpl users with transaction of 7.1 billion ringgit, with the majority aged between 21 to 45 years old with an income of less than 5,000 ringgit per month. The young Malaysians are flocking to Bnpl services because of the appeal of interest-free installment, easy transaction, and the immediate gratification they can get from online shopping. While the service offers short-term financial flexibility, it also poses long-term behavioral risks, especially for financially inexperienced consumers. Bnpl market account for just 2.8 billion or 0.2% of household debt in Malaysia. It only posing a minimal microeconomic risk for now. But unchecked growth could create financial vulnerabilities, particularly among lower-income consumers struggling with repayment. Bnpl is best suited for disciplined consumers who can manage repayment without accumulating excessive debt. Individuals with unstable income, poor credit history, or impulsive spending habits tend to overconsumption and lead to financial distress. So, this study seeks to investigate the relationship between key psychological and behavioral factors with spending behavior among Malaysian Bnpl users. So, our study used quantitative survey method to construct structured questionnaire by utilizing the Google form with theoretical framework of technology acceptance model and theory of planned behavior. So, the analysis was guided by the following research question. First, how does Bnpl usage frequency influence consumer spending behavior? Second, how does perceived ease of use of Bnpl services affect in spending behavior? Third, how does perceived or financial control influence in spending behavior when using Bnpl? Fourth, what is the relationship between consumers' attitude towards Bnpl with spending behavior? And fifth, how does gender moderate the relationship between Bnpl relevant factors and spending behavior?
So we begin with section A, which is demographic profile. A total of 91 valid responses were collected between 20 May until 24 May 2025, where we using Google Form and we share it through WhatsApp. This number of respondents had met the minimum needed for aggregation analysis, where we asked about their gender, age, location, education level, and also place of origin. For gender, we had collected 79.1% were female and 20.9% were male. This showed that a large number of women are more likely to use Bnpl services due to the greater involvement in online shopping and digital platforms. For the age, we get that the majority were aged between 18 to 30 years, which is youth or young adult. The age group is known for high digital engagement and openness to new payment methods like Bnpl. Next, we go to the location. About 70.3% of respondents live in urban areas such as Kota Kinabalu, while 29.7% from rural areas. Urban users typically have better access to technology, internet access, infrastructure, and digital shopping platforms like Shopee and Lazada. For educational level, a significant portion had a bachelor degree of 52.7%, followed by diploma holder, which is 33%. This suggests that most respondents are fairly educated, which may impact their awareness and understanding of financial products like Bnpl. Last is the place of origin. 90.5% were from Sabah, mostly likely due to the easy access of our research team. This may also reflect regional, cultural, and lifestyle influence on spending pattern. Next is section B, which is Bnpl platform usage and preference. This section explores the respondent experience and pattern with Bnpl services. The most used Bnpl platform was Shopee Pay Later, which is 90.6%, followed by TikTok Shop is 35.8%. Most respondents report using Bnpl occasionally, especially during sales or when they could pay in full. The 3-month installment plan was the most preferred due to its flexibility and manageable repayment structure. Next, we go to section C, which is about spending behavior, where this section measures how Bnpl influence respondent actual spending decision. Many respondents agree with the statement like, I often buy things spontaneously and I buy things based on how I feel at the moment. This indicates that Bnpl encourages impulsive buying, as users do not need to pay upfront. It reduces psychological pain of spending, which may lead to overspending or poor budgeting habits. Next, we go to the section D, where it's about Bnpl usage frequency. This section looks at how often respondents use Bnpl services. A smaller number report frequent use, meaning they rely on Bnpl regularly for their purchases. This shows that Bnpl is a common but not daily habit, mostly used for convenience and flexible payment. Frequent usage may lead to the higher spending habits, especially among users with low financial control. In section E is about ease of use. This section measures how easily respondents use Bnpl services. Most respondents agree that Bnpl is simple, convenient, and fast to use during online shopping. They support the theory of technology acceptance model by Davis 1989, which says that the easier a system is to use, the more likely people will adopt it. Because of this ease, users may be more willing to use frequently, even without thinking carefully about their budget. Next is section F, is the financial control. This section assesses how well respondents manage their money when using Bnpl. The respondents feel that they have a good financial control by using Bnpl services when necessary and keeping a track of payment. However, others admit that they struggle with budgeting or found it hard to stop spending once Bnpl was available. Last but not least is section G. It's about the attitude toward Bnpl, where this section measures respondent personal opinions and emotional response toward Bnpl services. Most respondents had a positive attitude, where they agree Bnpl is a good idea and it seems as convenient and helpful in managing purchases and cash flow. Aligned with the theory of planned behavior, which explains that positive attitude toward behavior like using Bnpl will increase the likelihood of performing that behavior. Next, we go to the point 5, which is discussion, where this topic explains the meaning of the finding, connect them to the research question, and past study. And so we go to the research question 1, where we talk about Bnpl usage frequency. Respondents who use Bnpl more frequently tend to spend impulsively, especially during online sales. This shows that higher Bnpl usage frequency can lead to less financial control and increased spending. Thus, the finding answer research question 1 confirming that Bnpl usage frequency influence consumer spending behavior. For research question 2 is about ease of use, where respondent found Bnpl is easy to use, especially on platforms like Shopee and TikTok. This matched the technology acceptance model developed 1989. Therefore, this support research question 2, showing that the ease of use can influence consumer spending. Next, we go to the research question 3, which is about financial control. Some respondents manage their Bnpl well, while others overspend. This means Bnpl can be risky for those with poor financial control. This also supports research question 3 about how does perceived financial control influence in spending behavior when using Bnpl. For research question 4 is the attitude toward Bnpl, where most respondents had a positive attitude toward Bnpl. These positive feelings are linked with a higher usage and acceptance that support the theory of planned behavior of 1991. Research question 4 is answered, where there is a positive relationship between attitudes toward Bnpl and consumer spending behavior. Last but not least is research question 5 about gender as a moderator. The majority of users were female. This suggests that gender may influence how strongly other factors such as ease of use, attitude, or financial control that affect spending behavior. Therefore, research question 5 is answered, showing that genders play a moderating role in Bnpl-related spending behavior.
In conclusion, buy now pay later services have a strong influence on consumer spending, especially among young urban users. Factors such as usage frequency, ease of use, and positive attitude towards buy now pay later services lead to more impulse purchases. Financial control and gender also play important roles, which highlighting the need for responsible buy now pay later use and better financial awareness. Thank you.